So, you've been watching Visual Radio Arts Soundcheck Show with Hangover Square. Guys, just want to make sure you've all got your mics.
I've got it. Don't know if it's on. Can't tell you.
Hi, Mike.
We'll be told if
All right.
not.
If all is good.
Yeah. Great. So, first of all, thanks very much for doing an absolutely brilliant set.
You're very welcome.
Loved it. Loved
Thank
it. First of all, let's do the introductions.
Okay.
Over on the yourselves.
Okay. Victoria, introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Victoria Bourne. Sorry, hi, I'm Victoria Bourne.
Hi, I'm not Victoria Bourne.
No.
I'm Chris Harper.
I was worried. I wasn't sure.
Sometimes I like to be Victoria Bourne.
That's private, Chris.
But today I'm Chris Harper, yes.
Okay.
Okay, sorry.
So, new band,
Yes.
Hangover Square.
Yes.
And people that watched this show before will remember you in your previous incarnation of Husky Tones.
Yes.
Which is kind of punk blues.
It was.
This is very different.
Yeah, it is. I think we needed that, didn't we? We'd done Husky Tones for about 5 years, and I think we kind of felt like it ran its course for us, didn't it? I suppose.
It was really enjoyable,
Yeah.
and we had an amazing time. But we stopped when we stopped back it was November before all the lockdowns happened, and then we said, let's work on something different, something new, and we didn't know what it was. And then, of course, lockdown and COVID happened, and that kind of helped the direction and the feel of where it was. And both of us, it just kind of slightly came together. I knew I got the opportunity to do loads of harmonies and vocal work on it, and I knew that I wanted to do something very gentle and that was involved on that side of my kind of music that I could do that I hadn't really been able to. It's just different, isn't it, jumping around with a drum kit? So this was great to have that change.
But that's quite a different thing for you. You were singing and drumming, and now you're singing and playing piano and guitar and everything else.
And I enjoy it. I really enjoy playing the guitar, and there will be more of the guitar. I've got another one happening, but yeah, it's been really a real nice change.
I think we needed something a little bit gentler, and then COVID happened, so we got a bit introspective.
Well, I mean, people would have obviously heard the set, so therefore they can draw their own conclusions as to which pigeonhole they need to put it in. Personally, I find it difficult to put in any particular sort of notch.
Yeah.
You've mentioned folk rock in some of your blurb. But the blues is still there, sitting underneath.
Definitely, and it's the kind of dark Delta bluesy style.
Yeah, that kind of Paris, Texas guitar sound.
Yeah, very much so. Rykud is an influence for sure. Well, we sat down at the end of when Husky Tones was over. We sort of thought about the kind of things we might want to do. We thought about the kind of influences we might want to draw on. As we mentioned earlier, this guy Chris Whitley, was an amazing songwriter and guitar player and singer and lyricist and everything. He was definitely someone we wanted to allow ourselves to take him as an influence. And then also people like, do you remember This Mortal Coil?
Oh yeah.
This Mortal Coil.
You've nailed it actually. Whilst I was listening, I was trying to think, where do I kind of like go with the vocal side of things, the ethereal kind of almost sort of cathedral sort of feel.
Well, that's been really nice because I didn't have chance in Husky Tones to show that side, and that's actually one of my favourite styles of singing. Is really pull back, beautiful, ethereal, layered with lots of harmonies. Is one of my favourite things to do vocally, and I haven't had a chance to do that for years.
Yeah.
But this whole last year, I've just spent months doing it. It's been great.
Yeah.
But it is that kind of sound.
Yeah, and Cocteau Twins.
Exactly,
kind of,
very much so. That
Yeah.
kind of stuff. Because that's how. I remember listening to Mortal Coil records as a teenager, and they helped me discover all the people they did covers of, because they did covers of Tim Buckley and David Byrne and Big Star and people like that. And that's how I found all those people. How they all ended up in my record collection. And we're very much influenced by all those people. And Roy Harper as well. He was. I'd never heard of him until I heard this Mortal Coil's version of Another Day.
Really?
Which is just a stunning song. In various people have done it. Peter Gabriel and Kate Bush did an incredible version on Kate Bush's Christmas special, which is outstanding. But all of those kind of influences, because Mortal Coil took all those kind of folky things and made them synthy and
sort of
spacious.
brooding a little bit.
Exactly.
It goes back though, doesn't it? It goes back to where we both started, really, musically. And for me, certainly, it's dabbled back to when I was doing my postgrad studies and had a lot of electronic composition, and it's actually gone back into the thing that we really, really enjoyed. And for some reason, it's taken till now for it to actually happen. And it's right now. Maybe it's because of the experience and what we've been through leading up to it. And I'd had, experience of working with, choirs and lots of singers that's helped do, I don't think I'd have been brave enough to, some of those arrangements that we've done on the album are really complex, and it's been great. So it's all that experience has just come to fruition, really.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of subtleties kind of sitting in layers, I think. So there's a lot to listen to.
And there's even more on the record because you can hear all the other stuff, all the
My mum
the
said,
strings
she said,
and
this, you've
voices.
written music for people who like to listen to music. I know that sounds nuts, but because you expect that's everyone, but I know what she means, and people who are into listening. She said, and that's the layers. You'll get a lot from it if you listen to it.
Yeah, I mean, I'd make notes when whilst you're playing your sort of set, and the ones I've made notes against are, the Sad Albatross. I love that.
Most of the songs have amusing working titles, but that's the only one we're allowed to say.
Yeah, and I think you said that you've got a video coming out. Filmed down in the Gower.
That's right, yeah, that Shedland made for us, Pisky Films. It was on when we did the album launch. People would have seen it then, but that was only for a couple of days. We will release it really soon, promise. Because it's beautiful, it's in black and white, and it's very gothic, and it suits.
We look like puppets at times. It's odd.
It's
really
his filming was extraordinary of it. It's
and it's a fantastic location down there as well, with that massive beach. Huge
and
beach.
It looks like it was empty. There was pretty much just us and a couple of dog walkers.
There were a few dogs,
we were very fortunate. It was one of the nice things that came from lockdown.
It's one of my favourite places, actually.
Yeah.
It's stunningly beautiful.
I haven't
so
been there
beautiful.
for a few years, but I must go back.
I'll let you know when the video's out, you can watch.
Yeah. Yeah, but the other ones I noted again, put crosses against, was Ladybird.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone loves Ladybird, don't they?
Yeah.
It's coming out.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But I mean, you were talking about the kind of like that time last year when there was nothing on the street.
Yeah.
And
Really
I remember
strange.
that. I remember kind of, going outside and everything was quiet.
Yeah.
There was no traffic.
Yeah.
There was just nobody. It was a bit like one of those kind of sci-fi films of the 70s where, everybody has disappeared. Yeah.
It was magical, and we've met loads of people who said the same thing, that it was, once the kind of bizarre feelings of what the hell's going on had subsided, at least initially, a lot of people just went, hang on, everything's got really chilled.
Yeah.
And it was briefly idyllic.
Yeah. After a few weeks, it began to sort of start to get on your nerves a bit, but broadly speaking, I know what you mean.
And the air was fresh. It was beautiful.
It was, yeah. So we need to talk about the actual album. I'm trying to sort of... I've got a copy in my hand. I think you've got 2 or 3 copies down there. I'm not sure.
And we have vinyl, which is hopefully arriving this week.
Vinyl.
It should be. But
First time we bothered to put anything on vinyl.
And it's got lyrics in it. Lyric
it has,
sheets.
and the vinyl as well is a really heavyweight vinyl, and then the sleeve is beautifully designed with special photographs and has all the lyrics in as well. So it's not just a white sleeve; it's actually a proper, fully colour printed
Bang
sleeve.
for your buck.
Oh yeah. Okay, well, that's what you're after, isn't it? So the album came out. I can't remember when it was. A couple of weeks ago.
June
the 6th.
6th.
Yeah.
Which really wasn't very long ago.
No.
No, a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And hopefully it's doing reasonably well.
Yeah.
Getting some
It
radio
is.
plays.
Yes, it is.
It's had some amazing airplays. That's been great, and also we've had people buying it from around the world, which is
Italy and
fantastic as
Germany
well.
and
So
the
that's been
States
really
and
great.
Yeah, we're
And
pushing it.
City Slum has had getting on for 250,000 views
Yeah,
so far. So
That's not bad, is it? We've pushed
it's pretty.
No.
It's a nice, sexy little video.
that. Yeah.
But, it's great.
City Slumber, I mean, that was the one you were just talking about, wasn't it? So yeah. So that seems a kind of like quite a. It's not a busy song.
No.
It's quite a spacious sort of song. And again, it's another one of those ones to listen to.
Hopefully, you can just sink into it.
Yeah.
And just forget everything for 5 minutes, however
Yeah.
long it is, because that's how it feels when we're playing it. And that's what when we wrote it. It's a very therapeutic song to write and to play.
But your arrangements are beautiful in that as well.
Well, I really enjoyed doing that kind of stuff because because we weren't concerned about how to reproduce things live on the record. We were doing, writing string sections and tubas and all this kind of stuff. And we were some of the instrumentation is live, but a lot of it was done through MIDI. And it was really nice to do all that because I haven't arranged stuff for strings for a while and things like that. I used to do loads of that. So it's really nice to put it into this kind of hugely overly romantic sort of situation.
Yeah. So were you doing kind of like remote tracking for this album with some people doing their parts kind of?
Yeah, so Andy recorded his part at Future Primates Studios with Matt Culpepper up in the Midlands. And then Matt Sampson recorded his bass at his studio, Bing Bonk, remotely. And then we recorded all of our parts in our basement flat in Bristol. And then everything was sent to Matt. And then all the MIDI stuff was done in our basement flat as well. So the things that were done further away were Andy and Matt, but everything else we did. And we got in our basement with our equipment.
We didn't expect that we would make this album essentially at home, but that's obviously that's what happened. That's what we had to do, and I
think it made some of it better. Like
it certainly changed
it. Yeah, because when you vocals and but Matt knows me, the guy who produced it for us, and he just went, "You know what you're doing. You're better off just on your own." And I like to just record on my own in peace and quiet, and I think that really
we're not
works.
against the clock then either at home.
Yeah.
So again, there's a sense of space on the record. I think that helped the fact that we were doing it at home, and we just did as many takes as we wanted until we got it. It just didn't matter.
Yeah, and it's true to that kind of punk philosophy, the DIY philosophy as well, isn't it? Of just this is the world we're in. Let's just do it.
Exactly. Yeah. And we're very pleased that we managed to make use of the time we were given.
It was a beautiful thing to do.
Yeah, we're really pleased that something good came out of it from a really bizarre time.
Yeah. So let's just remind the world how they go about buying your new album, which I don't think we've actually said the title. It's Painting with an Open Heart.
Yes.
Yeah. If you buy it from our website, that's the best place.
Yes, it is.
We haven't released it digitally. This is kind of a modern thing as well. We won't do that until we finish the next album. So if you want it, you have to get it through us. Mm-hmm. We do have a digital release, but it's on our website, so the money comes to us and not one of those streaming services that pay musicians nothing. So that's the way we wanted to do it, and it's kind of been working for us like that. So you can buy it directly from us. I think that's it, isn't it? On www.hangoversquare.net.
.com.
Net.
There's nothing on the .com. I think someone bought it just to sell it, and I'm not up for
and
that.
where is it anywhere else, Chris, or is it just on our website?
Our website. Well, you can buy the digital stuff off of Bandcamp, but we're not going to publicise that, are we?
Of course not. No.
To be fair to Bandcamp, we do get most of the money from Bandcamp as well. So we're trying this out rather than making things free, because we also want to respect the people who are buying and investing in us as well. So we're trying it this way. So it's on our website.
We do have a shop page on our Facebook page, Hangover Square, which just essentially shows what the products are, the albums, and then you click on the CD and it takes you to our website anyway. So you can get to us via Facebook.
That's what I did, folks.
Well, this is it.
And via us, you get little extras too.
Yes.
Okay, so let's now talk about the elephant in the room, which is all those guitars.
Hey, isn't
that's
that
not even.
marvellous?
That's literally not even half of how many guitars. I've got 2 guitars now. I mean, that's crazy.
That's
I have
nice.
2, and how many you've got?
Dunno.
You've got 6, haven't you?
Dunno.
No, we've got 9.
Dunno.
We've got 9. Oh no, we've got 9, I think, haven't we?
Yeah, lots of nice guitars.
Yes, lots of nice guitars.
So Vic's talked a little bit about the cigar box
one,
guitar, and we heard the kind of like the backstory. I think you did the backstory of the guy in the States. That's amazing, actually, isn't it?
It is. It's fantastic, to get a guitar made for you.
Such a beautiful thing. And I did do, during lockdown, I did other videos that aren't part of Hangover Square that I did as Vic's Bourne. So I did Rolling and Tumbling and
When the
Levee Breaks and Hamhound Crave as well, that I did videos and did a thing playing on that. I just love it. Love it. Absolutely love it. And I'm working on other things with that and another 4-string that I have as well for live sets, which is great.
But you've got with you tonight
these 2 lovely resonators.
Yeah.
This one's made by.
You have to say the name.
This one's called Vixen.
Uh-huh.
Named after nobody in the room called Vix.
Of course
at
not.
all.
No.
And it's made by Michael Messer, who's been on the British blues scene for years, and he gets these guitars made to his specs, and they're absolutely amazing. So it's a Michael Messer blues guitar designed on like the 1930s National Steel, but nowhere near as expensive as a 1930s National Steel, thankfully. But it's a fabulous guitar, and this one isn't actually mine. I borrowed it off a student, but it's made by a company called Icarus Guitars in Bournemouth. But they, again, I think the parts are all made in China, and then shipped over here and put together here.
Yeah.
It's just a gorgeous piece of gear, and
it looks fantastic, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean they're just extraordinary things, and I really like the sort of clanging metallicness of them, and I like it actually when I'm playing slide and I accidentally hit the fretboard and it goes. I really like that.
Yeah, it's character, isn't it?
It is. It's lovely. Yeah, I would never cut that out of a recording. But yeah, it's been nice to get into those guitars and explore kind of the way you open tunings and things like that, and it really suits how I play. I think. I wish I'd got into them a bit sooner, to be honest. But I'm here now. I'm here now. You can't go back.
Yeah, well, got there in the end.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, quite. So yeah, beautiful things.
So I just wanted to talk about some of the other things that the other projects that you've been involved with over the last year as well, because they sound really interesting as well. You've been really productive over this last 12 months.
It's been great last 12 months. It gave me the opportunity to work with people that I hadn't had a chance to work with for a long time because everyone was just available. And I managed to do, as well as working with Chris, 2 recordings. I did one with Jim Tetlow, another one with a guy called Walt Shaw, who's a percussionist. And that got released by Discus Music record label, which was great, and got played on Radio 3 and has, had reviews in The Wire. And I just was able to completely explore that part of the music that I love, which is this electroacoustic. And with Walt, it was awesome because he's this percussionist and he plays lots of homemade percussion as well as pieces that exist. So he has a saw alongside a gong and a drum kit. And he basically sent me lots of samples of him playing this. I've known Walt and his music, for about 12, 13 years. And so to get the chance to actually work with him was fantastic. And anyway, he sent me these samples. And then I had this idea, I don't know what got into my head. I thought, twisted folk songs. That's what would go great with all this crazy percussion. And so I rearranged some traditional English folk songs and used this percussion and then multi-layered vocals and additional electronics that I put in as well, and produced it into this kind of collection of twisted folk songs that's been really popular. So that's great, working with Walt. And the same with Jim. I've known him from Quad Electronic, and he... we've been talking about this album, and it's taken about 12 years to finish, and we finally finished it. So,
yeah.
But really satisfying because I got to produce, especially the album with Walt, I got to produce that and compose it and put it all together, and that was kind of really nice for me. I haven't been able to do that since my master's, really, in music. So that was great. Musically, it's been so satisfying this year. It's been really great.
Yeah.
And where can you get those albums from?
Oh, yeah. From my website, actually, Discus... the album with Walt is only from Discus Music, and that's on Discus Music's Bandcamp page. They have lots of amazing albums on that. And the one with Jim is from my Bandcamp page and also on my personal website, which is victoriabourne.com. Thanks, Chris.
Brilliant. Yep. Okay, so we're getting close now to wrapping this up, but I suppose we should sort of talk a little bit about the future. So you mentioned when you were doing the set that you wrote the songs, you recorded the album, and now you're having to reimagine the songs in order to go out and play them. And tonight is probably aside from rehearsals, the first time that's been kind of brought out into the real world.
It is.
First time it's been allowed out of the house. Isn't it?
Yeah.
But I guess, like everybody else, you're just waiting for the world to open up again.
Well, this is it, and this is why we're not at the places that are opening at the moment to say let us in. We're just sitting back and waiting to see how things go, because I don't know what's going to happen. Nobody does. So we're just. I mean, today was a really good target for us to be able to just play it all. There's the two of us. So
letting things build up, isn't it, as well? And
yeah,
we would like to do it eventually with a drummer and a bass player and a violinist who all have to be able to sing great backing vocals. That'd be amazing to have that happen. That'd be great. But it's the cost of it in this day and age. It's really difficult. Yeah. That would be a dream. That'd be amazing to have that. But the two of us, I think, we've got ideas for how to take it forward with just the two of us as well. And it's going to be, hopefully some very intimate gigs, sit-down audience.
Candlelit.
That'd be really nice.
I think it's one or the other, isn't it? It's either kind of small and intimate, or it's the big one on stage.
Sure. Well, we don't really know where it's going to go.
Which would be really nice to do. It'll be really nice to do.
We'll do things are we're gonna make some things happen. We just don't really know what they are right now. Well, our plans are sort of, we just wanted to get to this, but we wanted to get to the album launch, and then we wanted to get to this, and then I guess over the summer we'll be adding some new material to it and a few covers, so we've got a more substantial set. And
it's it's really detailed, so it's kind of feeling comfortable doing it live as well.
Yeah, it's going to happen. I just don't know where, and I don't know when.
Well, can I just say thank you very much for doing a great set. Really loved the new sound. I'm still trying to kind of absorb it all, because it is quite different from what you've been doing before.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
And maybe we'll have. You can all come back and do it again in a year's time when the songs have changed completely.
They will have done, yeah.
But thank you so much again to you, Maggie, for your support. We really appreciate it.
Yes,
thank you.
having
No
us.
problems. Love it. Love it. That's what we're here for. Live music.
Brilliant.
So, thank you very much for watching Soundcheck tonight. And we've had Hangover Square. Do tune in again for our next show, which will be in a few weeks' time. Thank you very much, and good night.